If you own an angle grinder or a cut-off tool, there's loads of discs that are available, and I'm sure that a lot of people out there aren't aware of the different discs that you can get and what they do. That's a traditional grinding disc for grinding metal, and it's roughly 8 to 10 millimeters thick, and these are designed for grinding metal, so you're not supposed to cut metal with them, you're only supposed to grind with them. But a much better alternative to that is the flat disc. The flat disc just works so much better. When you're using one of these, you get a lot less sparks and a lot less vibration. So if you're grinding something smooth like that, you can just use a flat disc instead of a grinding disc. The only time you need to use a grinding disc is if you need to get in a corner, because you can't grind really well with the edge of that because it soon gets worn down. So if I have the choice, I'd always use a flat disc for doing metal grinding, or for grinding welds down. The only time I use that is if I need to get in a corner. Stone cutting discs and stone grinding discs also used to be made of resin like that, and to be honest, they're not very good because they do create an hell of a lot of dust when you use them, because as you're using that disc it actually wears down, so a proportion of that is going into the atmosphere as well as the material you're cutting. So a much better alternative to a traditional resin bonded disc like that is a diamond disc, and you can get these quite cheaply now. When these came out at first, they used to be really expensive. This particular one is a segmented disc because it's got the cuts in it there, and that can be used on any masonry, and it'll give you a nice clean cut, and it's a lot easier to cut masonry with a diamond disc than what it is with a traditional abrasive disc. And you can also get that type which is similar, but this one's not segmented, and these are supposed to be a lot better if you're cutting things like tiles. And if you're cutting metal, you can now get 1mm thick slicing discs which can be used for cutting virtually any metal, and they work an hell of a lot better than what a traditional cutting disc does in metal. Because they're so much thinner, you use a lot less power when you're using them, so you don't need to force it through the material either, and they give you a really nice clean cut.